Right then, you lot, welcome back to Angler Carl. Now, I do apologise if you can't hear a lot of wind, as I haven't decided to use my external microphone today. The weather has been quite terrible. The rain's been on and off. I've even got the tracker rainproof jacket on today because I do feel like it could rain. So this video was kind of not meant to happen in one way, because I was meant to film some underwater footage today and it would have been absolutely perfect as the canal is gin clear. But unfortunately, I didn't have enough time to set the Western camera up and stuff, so it was really frustrating. And unfortunately, these things just happen, don't they? So instead, what I'm going to be doing is a bit of a tutorial today for you lot. And I think a tutorial, I ain't done any sort of like tutorial videos in predator fishing, and I think this will be really useful. And I know someone put in the comments that they wanted to do pike fishing, but they weren't very confident in terms of unhooking pike, and that's totally fine, because when I first started lure fishing, one thing that I was always really worried about is unhooking a pike. Now, I've come down to the canal today to hopefully catch a pike so I can show you lot how to unhook one. As in fishing, nothing is a guarantee, right? Nothing is a guarantee. So what I will do is go through all the different tools that you're going to need. I'm going to go through all the different sort of basics and stuff. Just give you some hints and tips that I think will work. Now, the canal today is absolutely gin clear. Honestly, you lot, I don't want to go too close to the edge, but look at that. You can literally see the bottom even on the camera. Now, I've got my polars on and I can see all sorts. So, the first tip that I'm going to give you, and this is probably up there with the most important tip. If you know anybody that does pike fishing, whether it's a friend of a family, someone at work, whoever, anybody that does pike fishing, that fishes for pike, go with them on your first session, because you can't be taking someone experienced with you who knows what the hell they're doing. Because trust me, I was unfortunate. I didn't know anybody that did it and I had to learn it all myself, and believe you me, it was quite scary that first time that I went and did pike fishing. So yeah, number one, make sure you take someone who has done it before and who knows what they're doing. If you are unfortunate enough to not know anybody, this is why I'm making this video, and I will be doing more tutorials along the way for you lot. But yeah, that's what I will say. If you don't know anyone, then it's just unfortunate and you have to have the confidence. But hopefully this video will give you the confidence to go out on your first lure session and get yourself a nice pike and unhook it and everything. I'm going to go through the next tip in a minute after I've had a few chucks in this little spot, because normally I like this spot. And also, if this video does help you out, make sure you subscribe and share this video around, because I think a lot of people will find this very helpful. And leave your comments below as always. Also as well, this week I will be filming the PIKE sensor additive, so I'm dead excited for that video as well, so that's going to be a good one. Underwater will come eventually. I just need to get to grips with how you set it all up. Like I said, I just didn't have enough time today and I didn't want to rush. So yeah, let's get you on the neck mount and let's do some casts, and hopefully we can get a pike so I can show you in person how you unhook them. But if we don't, we don't. It's called fishing for a reason, isn't it? I'm just going to get that down a bit. So the next tip I will tell you right now, and this is to me an important one, but a lot of people I think will probably say it's not. So what have I done to this lure? This lure has 2 treble hooks on, and what I've done to this is crush the barbs on every single hook on this treble. And I know what a lot of people are going to say. A lot of people are going to say, but Carl, you know, you're going to lose more pike than you're going to catch. Now, believe you me, I've caught 2 fish on this lure recently. In fact, you can actually see with the paints being chipped, with the teeth marks have gone into it. And it's been absolutely fine having these hooks barbless. I've still caught on them. I've not had no problems on them. And the reason why I've crushed the barbs is because when pike go mental in the net and start shaking their head, they can literally shake the hook loose. So technically, you don't have to mess about using forceps to take the hook out of its mouth. Sometimes they'll just shake the hook out and then you're absolutely fine. So that is a little top tip of mine, and I know some people are going to say, yeah, that's stupid, you know, you're going to lose pike, this, that and the other. Listen, we all lose fish, but in my experience, and this is just my opinion, I found crushing the barbs just makes it better, because sometimes they'll shake the hook free. And a big one, not all venues will allow barbed hooks. This club stretch that I'm on today does not allow barbed hooks, so you've got to follow the rules. Crush your barbs with a pair of flat nose pliers. Just get, you know, you can see the barb there, what was there, and then you just put it against the barb, crush the barb, and then you're good to go. There's lots of benefits to it. It's better for the fish, it's better for you, and you're following the rules, and you're not going to get a telling off whoever finds out that you're using barbed hooks. So yeah, get your barbs crushed. That is one tip that I will say is very good. Right, we're going to crack on. I'm going to get a few casts, and then I'm going to go into the different tools that you lot are going to need to unhook these amazing creatures. Right then, you lot, so I've just been doing a few chucks down that end, and I thought I'd go a little bit on about the net, because your net is just as important as your rod and your reel. And I've got here a Western one, and the material of this, I'm trying to do this one-handed, so bear with. The material's like this rubber rather than mesh, and the reason that's important is because when a pike starts doing what predator anglers call it the death roll, the hooks can sometimes get snagged up in the net. Say if you had a mesh one, it would be a lot more difficult to get that hook out of the mesh and stuff. So when you're unhooking them in the net, make sure you have a rubber net, because it'll be much easier. And also as well, if they do knock the hooks out and you've got the rubber net, it's much easier then to take the hooks out and, you know, just keep the pike away from the hooks while it's doing its little death roll. Just move it to one side. And then also, another reason I like this net is because the holes on it are really big. So it's very easy for the hooks not to get stuck. Because like I say, you don't want to be unhooking a pike and have a mesh net and then the pike get all rolled up in it. And that way, then it'd just be an absolute nightmare. So yeah, big one that, make sure your net has rubber material rather than mesh, and try to find one as well with decent size holes. It's not a deal breaker, as long as it's rubber, that is the main thing, and make sure it's a dedicated sort of predator net. So yeah, apologies again for the wind, hopefully you can hear me. I'll do my best to do a bit of sound cancellation, but yeah, make sure the net is rubber and not mesh, very important that. So, no pike for you lot yet to unhook, but I'm going to get into the next tool that you lot will need, and this, on my rucksack, there's literally a little pocket bit for them, so it's always handy if you can get a rucksack where these are easily accessible, and that is forceps. Very, very important. You can't go pike fishing without them, because essentially what these are designed to do is when the hook does stay in the pike's mouth, let's say it doesn't spit it out or anything like that, use these scissor plier like things, and the way these work, you sort of push them inward and then they release, and then you sort of grab the hook like that out of the pike's mouth and sort of turn it and get a little twist, obviously not hurting the pike, and then you can get the hook out, and then they just push back in like that, and then again you just sort of push them inward to release them. The reason why we use these in pike fishing, and the reason why they're deadly important, is because you can't exactly put your hand in a pike's mouth to take the hook out, because they do have gnarly teeth, and I don't fancy being on the receiving end of a pike's teeth. So make sure you have these with you. I do see people sometimes, when the hook's in the side of the pike's mouth, they'll still use the fingers to get it out. If you're a beginner, I wouldn't recommend that. I'd always use forceps. Yes, it's very easy and think, oh yeah, I can easily get to the pike and stuff, but ultimately just don't, because you don't want to risk it as a beginner. Just use your forceps. And again, all you do is kind of hard to show you. I'm going to have to put the camera there. You sort of push these inward like that. And then what they'll do, they'll release, because they have like this little clip system on them. And then, like I say, you just use them like a pair of scissors. You grab the hook, sort of twist it and pull it out. The only thing that I really could do with showing you lot, which means catching a pike, is how to chin grip a pike. That is the best way and the most securest way to hold a pike, in my opinion. I am going to do my best. I do think it'll get better as the sun drops, so I'm hoping when the sun drops that we can indeed get one. And I'm going to show you what another tool that I think is an absolute must-have. But forceps are just get them, buy them, you need them. It's as important as a disgorger in like method feeder fishing. So the next tool that I think is important is these. These are Fox Rage. I think that these are like multi-cutters, so these are good as well because they double up as scissors. They'll absolutely cut through braid like butter. They'll also cut through mono, and they'll also cut through fluorocarbon as well. So they're very good for that. But why are they an important tool, I hear you ask? Now, the reason these are very important is because, say, you get a pike deep hooked and there's physically nothing you can do, then that's when you have to cut the wire trace. And these are wire trace cutters also. They're unlike this little spring loader system, and they are very, very sharp. So do be careful when you use these, because you don't want no injuries on the bank. They are seriously, seriously sharp. And like I said, they'll cut through anything. These, they really are a good tool. I think these are about £17. You don't have to go Fox Rage. You can choose what you want. You could even just get some wire cutters, but I just like these because they're nice, small, compact, and they do the job very well. But yeah, get some of these, and then you can, say if you, again, you're tying a knot on the bank and you need to cut your braid or mono, and also make sure you take your rubbish away. That's another thing I just want to add in there. These will come in very handy, and also they'll come in very handy for cutting the wire trace if a pike does get deep hooked. So yeah, they'll cut wire trace, they'll cut mono, they'll cut braid. That is an essential tool. That and the forceps are a must-have in my opinion. So yeah, that is enough on tools. So like I say, as long as you have, and also a pair of pliers as well. I'm going to show you what, actually, these aren't any brand. I've just had these in the toolbox, and I've not had these too long actually. These, something like this, a nice small pair of pliers, and then with the flat end at the bottom of the pliers, that is what you can use to crush the barbs on the hooks. So again, that is something that I would say is essential for having. So if you get them free tools, nice little pair of pliers, some wire cutters that can also cut braid and monofilament as well, because it's just handy to have, saves you carrying a pair of scissors, and obviously the forceps, and then all them combined, and you should be absolutely good to go when it comes to unhooking pike. Another thing that I do have that I'm going to show you lot, and I haven't really used them myself personally, I'm going to have to dig these out, so bear with. And again, this is entirely up to you lot, and if this makes you feel safer when grabbing a pike and unhooking it, these are pike gloves. These are proper gloves for pike fishing. Some people might have their opinions on these, but yeah, they've got literally a grip there, a proper rubber grip there, and then they're made of this nice sort of like smooth material. Like I said, again, Fox Rage. The reason why I go Fox Rage for a lot of stuff is I just like their stuff. I think it's very good. But yeah, if you want some confidence in unhooking pike, get a pair of gloves and do it that way if you're scared of using your bare hand. Most of the time, I just use my bare hand, but I might give the gloves a go at some point. So yeah, get some gloves. They're an optional. You don't have to have them. But if you are a little bit worried about chin gripping pike, pair of gloves, it'll do the job. What I'm going to try and do now, you lot, is get a pike. If I can't get a pike, near the end of this video, I'll put a diagram of a pike and whereabouts you grab it and how you go about it, because obviously it's all well and good, you know, trying to get a pike, but sometimes the fishing can be difficult. Hopefully we can get one and I can show you, but you know, we'll see how it goes. The conditions today seem like they're a little bit tough, but I'm going to give it my best go for you lot. Oh my god, folks, literally a perch. I've just switched all to this lure, a perch just absolutely nailed it. Look at this. Not the fish we want, like, but look at that. A beautiful perch just nailed this. Whoa, that were ridiculous. Well, we got a fish in the end, but obviously, yeah. Let's get him back. Oh my god, that was mad. I appear to be struggling to get a pike. We did have that one perch, and then also we had another follower off a perch, and I just pulled out of the perch way too quick. Now it is starting to rain, so I'm gonna tell you lot the last little instruction, because obviously I've got to get this wrapped up and head home. And I think we also had a bite off a pike, but again I don't think I set the hook properly. I'm not sure because I'm using a small lure, so the hooks were small. That's my excuse. Now when you do get the pike in, and again the diagram will be up, you'll notice like near the gills these little lines. It's kind of hard to explain. I'll try my best to put an arrow of what I'm talking about. And all you do, you just feed your hand through there very gently and try not to catch your hand on the gill rakers, which is like the red bits on the back of the pike, and you just sort of slide your hand. You don't have to go really far up, but just enough to grab it. And I sort of use my fingers and my thumb, and I just grab it like that, and then that way you can open its mouth and get the hook out if it doesn't shake the hook out. And that is the best way to hold a pike. It's called the chin grip, and for me it's the ultimate best way to get a hook unhooked from the pike. Last but not least, I just want to say it's also a confidence thing, folks. You've just got to have a bit of confidence in yourself, and you will get used to it. The more you unhook them, the more you'll get confident. The first few will be kind of scary for you, you know, it's always going to be like that, but as you get further on in your pike fishing, it'll become a lot more easier, and it'll become a lot more simple to unhook pike. Trust me, you'll be absolutely fine. So I'm going to get this video wrapped up, like I said, because it started raining. If I do manage to get a pike, I will add a clip in now on showing you, but I very much doubt it, folks. It's been a tough day today. I've not really seen many signs of pike in normally what's are the good spots as well, so but you never know, we might get one, who knows. Let's just keep his fingers crossed. But if we don't, I hope I've explained everything as well as I can. Unfortunately, it's fishing. Sometimes you come out and you can't always, you know, get the fish, and the videos don't always go to plan, as you've seen today. But I hope I've explained it well, and like I say, it's good to raise a bit of awareness on how you unhook these fish and how you do everything, because they're magnificent creatures and they need looking after. So I hope this video's helped. I hope it's, like I said, made it a bit more easier for you lot to unhook them and have the confidence to do it. So I'm going to shoot off. I'm going to have a few more casts as I walk back to the car, because the rain is starting to really come down. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, leave a like, post your comments down below, share this video around with anyone that you know is struggling to unhook pike or just wants a bit of confidence. And I'm sure this video will really help him out. And if you are, and also I nearly forgot, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It's free of charge, doesn't cost you a penny. That way then you can just stay up to date with what I'm doing and when a video comes out. And also hit the like button. It's no thing YouTube are doing. It's free of charge. I'm rushing this intro because it is. I'm rushing this outro a bit because it's absolutely tipping it down, as you can see on the lens. Like I said, hit the like button. It's something YouTube are doing, and it's just a way to promote small channels like myself. And if you are lure fishing for pike, have a good one.